After their NAC show presentation, we sat down with Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes and had a very long conversation. So long, we decided to break it up into 2 parts. We ended part 1 with a cliffhanger. Kevin, a student of the industry, was asking a lot of questions. His question was, who else is competition for convenience stores? Let's pick it up from there. About the only exception.
So wait, who else sells convenience? Like, who would be your top competitor?
Right now, QSRs. The quick serve fast. It's a fancy name for fast food.
Okay, so McDonald's.
Yeah,
but
because we are.
But they're not a threat. They've always been around.
Well, we are.
You seem to be a threat for them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If anybody should be concerned, it should be, what are they?
QSRs, quick service restaurants.
Should be looking at the C
stores. Well, they are. They're looking at how do they steal all the fancy terms, day parts.
What are day parts? I love the terms of art.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner, all that. But they do great on breakfast and lunch, and we do great around the clock.
Right.
So how can they sell something if they're open till 11? That's not a meal.
Right.
Is there a snack? Is there a dessert? So they're looking at all that stuff. And then the morning, like you were talking about, 4 or 5 in the morning, these construction crews, they go in there and they load up at convenience stores, breakfast, lunch.
That's true.
And, whatever hydration they need for the day. So you can't do that at McDonald's or someplace else because it's just not the same. You can buy a cold sandwich and it will hold for the day. Fries ain't going to taste so good 8 hours later.
Truth. And then you add to it their price increases there, like what they've been for the Big Mac index tells us that they've never charged more for a Big Mac in the history of the United States or the world. So we know that the consumer is being pushed away from their stores because they're like being priced out. What used to be, it's McDonald's, but it's cheap. They don't even have that anymore. So instead they're going like, well, I'm going to go here, man. I'm going to go to the convenience store. I'm going to grab this. That's the other thing. If I was a predictor, kitchens. Like, I bet you more, because I've been seeing, like, in convenience stores we roll by as we travel cross country, the hot food area getting bigger.
Yep.
So I think you're going to see a lot
sales.
more of kitchens showing up at convenience stores.
So I know in your next movie between you, be nice for how the food is sold, but going back to your customer experience at Cheers.
Yeah.
QSRs, about 75% of the business is drive-through.
Is that right?
So
is that why they've been changing all the buildings? Because nobody goes in these things anymore.
But the interaction, you talked about Cheers.
Yeah.
The interaction is talking to a box that has a bad speaker.
True.
And then you come in, somebody hands you a bag, and the order may or may not be right, and off you go. Meanwhile, you go to a convenience store, you have a conversation.
Yep.
So,
and you know exactly what you're getting hands on. It's not like a mystery bag that's handed to you. You're watching things get put into a bag that you picked out yourself and laid hands on. That's the other thing that convenience stores offer that a lot of people don't get in this experience. And when I say this experience on a podcast, I'm holding up my phone and scrolling for those who are listening. When you're doing that, you don't have the instant gratification of walking into the store and doing your own shop, being your own DoorDasher, as they say in this day and age, where you're going in and shopping. There are very few things left to shop for in my world. I can't speak for others, but I used to love to go to a video store and shop, just roam the aisles and look.
I would do that at record stores.
Record stores. That's rarefied now as well. So there aren't many places where I could go and just get lost for a little while, stroll the aisles. My wife hates it. She's like, whenever you go to a place, you got to do every aisle. I was like, yeah, man. So when I go to a convenience store, I'm actually looking and shopping, browsing, and then buying. I shop and I buy, but I enjoy going aisle by aisle, product by product, even for I know I'm not going to buy. I'll go to the grocery aisle in a convenience store, the small grocery aisle that has cat food in it, even though I don't have a cat and there's no chance that I'm going to be buying it. But I like to see what's there just in case there's a new thing on the shelf that I was unfamiliar with.
I want to talk about conversation.
Yeah.
You had mentioned, but first off, I saw the most amazing thing on the shelf floor yesterday. You talked about cats. I saw this one booth that had people and pet matching socks.
That's adorable.
Talk about an impulse item.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's had a bad day. It's like, I'm going to buy some socks for me and my pet. And then we're going to
that's going to make it
together.
better. Yeah.
It's going to make everything better.
Work because my cat and I are going to be wearing the same socks and finally all is right with the world.
A convenience store made it that way.
It's true.
So I was mentioning conversations. Jay, your thing right now is having conversations in convenience stores.
Son of a bitch, right? And he left me out of it. which really bums me out. Jason has been doing.
I haven't been invited either.
You'll get an invite before I will. You watch.
You'll get an invite. Yeah.
Tell them what it's called.
5 Things with Jay Mewes.
It's adorable. Jay sits there and interviews people in a convenience store.
Yeah.
Which is such like, it's one of those ideas that's so good it irritates me because I'm like, why didn't I think of that? And yet there it is. But it makes sense. If it ain't going to be me, Mr. Convenience himself, it should be
Wi-Fi.
The other guy.
It's Wi-Fi. I don't know why. It seems like the number not too long. If you had 10, it would take some time. 3 might not be enough.
Convenience store, it should be 3.
High 5.
High 5.
Although if you do AI, it might be high 7 if you get that image with the fingers.
And it's been what I find it's been great is that most people I've been able to chat with, the guests we've had have like told me things because they're using items to be like, oh, this reminds you of when I used to go to the movies with my dad or whatever. So I feel like it's really brought out like some stories that like, I'm like, oh, I know you've been interviewed, Danny Trejo's been interviewed a million times, probably talked about him being in prison and being here and there. But I've been getting stories where I'm like, I bet you've never told that before. And they're like, yeah, I haven't. I've never mentioned that I, went to boarding school when I was 7 years old because that's what happened,
I would also just imagine the location induces different conversation than it would if you were sitting at a desk or at your home because you're in a convenience store. So there's always something to pivot to, like, oh man, I used to buy these or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's great. And this convenience store right now that we've been in, it's great because it has like, a toy section and it has they have duct tape and condoms and liquor and there's just so much stuff in the store to pick from. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So
but
is the duct tape and condoms near each other? And would that be
no? But
it's Los Angeles.
But we saw in the trailer. There's icy hot and condoms next to each other.
That's a passion.
And there's rhinos. One of the guests were really fixated. They had the rhino pills. It's supposed to keep you, and it says for 9 days. But we're like, it doesn't really explain 9 days. Like, it's not. I can't
stop.
I can't imagine that, but that's what we were trying to figure out. We're like, why 9 days? You can't be
why not 8?
Hard for 9 days or 8. Even 8 would be too long. I feel like walking around for 8 days with a erect would be dangerous, really uncomfortable, and awkward. Yeah.
We'll have to make the call on if that gets
knocking stuff over left and right.
So there's speaking of like emotions and product, we visited this store called 66 in Oklahoma City, and it has a 66-foot high pop bottle outside. It's Oklahoma City, so it's called pop, not soda.
Right.
Or if it's the South, it'd be called Coke. But they have 400 different sodas. And we went there in like 2008. And one of the cool things they were doing, didn't get the technology right, is you could send a bottle of soda to somebody, and it was roughly the same price at the time as sending a greeting card. Yeah. So instead of sending a greeting card to your parents and like happy birthday or something like that, you could find some obscure brand of soda that you and dad had when you were 5 together and mail it to them.
Oh, wow.
And it was such a cool concept. We tried it. It didn't really work well. We sent a bunch of stuff to the office. We're a little upset about that.
There's a place in Eagle Rock by us that does not the same thing, but they carry every soda that was ever made still, like to this day. It's a crazy walk in, see obscure, like depending on where you live in the country, Mr. Pibb isn't always available.
If you go to the next show, they're relaunching it nationwide. Samples, yes.
Somebody bought Mr. Pibb.
Coke
bought Mr. Pibb?
Coke, they're in the Coke booth. So if you go there, Pepsi has new things. Dr. Pepper, I want to make sure I mention everybody.
Dr. Pepper has Tic Tacs now. So they have Tic Tac flavored. Dr. Pepper Tic Tac flavor we saw.
And they're introducing coconut flavor right here at the show.
For Dr. Pepper?
Yes.
Soon pickle Tic Tacs, I'm sure.
Oh,
well, yeah, pickle everything. The pickle will take over the world. And there's going to be some sort of, I don't know, work that into a script somewhere.
No doubt, man. We're all afraid of the mighty Kirk.
I'm craving that pickle juice now.
So I don't want to keep you guys too long. But
keep us as long as you want, man. This is good chat. This is good conversation. Okay. And like I said, this is real. This moment's real. We don't know what's going on out there. We know what's happening here.
There's a lot of people walking the show floor now, checking out some really cool things.
I know. We're going to do that as well. He said he sold me on it. He did it yesterday. He's like, you got to come see.
So disguise, or are you going to be out there and just like,
walk like this, like a natural man, like here's something I don't get to do at Comic-Con anymore. Like if I go on the floor at Comic-Con, forget it. Like I won't get off the floor. But here, it's a good chance, man. That like most of these cats are like, they're like, I work too much to go to the movies. Which one are you now? Cheech or Chong? They ain't gonna.
So when you go to Comic-Con, walk the show floor, are people all dressed up? I mean, so they're, as you said, this is real, and it's like that's Batman. That's Batman, and I don't
even better.
It's Ben Affleck.
Even better, they dress like me, and they dress like me throughout my entire life, or my professional career, rather, my eras, as Taylor Swift would say. They'll dress as Silent Bob. It's a lot of Silent Bobs. It's an easy look to pull off. If you're a heavyset dude with facial hair, just flip your cap backwards, wear a trench coat. There'll be Kevin Smith when he used to wear hockey jerseys. So I see a lot of hockey jersey me's all over. And then there's the more current version of me with blazer and t-shirt and jorts.
Oh, there was a really good one at the Chronicon.
It was crazy.
I kept looking at him going, wait. Oh,
yes, looked like my twin.
Oh, my God. He was really,
So that, I like when I go to a Comic-Con or Al Comic-Con or the Comic-Con in San Diego, that I have to look forward to. That ain't going to happen here. I ain't going to run into a single Silent Bob on that floor.
If you do, call the cops.
Done and done. more than that, I'm going to call my lawyer.
They're loitering.
Yes. And I'm going to be like, you owe me money. Loiter all you want, but we get 20% of that loitering because this is a franchise now. If you're going to be a Silent Bob, it's like being a Santa at the mall. We get a kickback.
So you talked about your look. You forgot to mention the hats.
Yeah.
How many do you own?
What a great question. Nobody has asked me that in all these years.
Yes, somebody has actually.
You finally.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think now. What counts? How many hats have I had over a lifetime? How many hats?
And I'm not talking berets or cowboy hats.
Just a baseball cap. I would definitely say over my professional career, which has been the last 31 years, I have over like 100 baseball caps. I don't keep them all. They wear down and they go away, or we auction them off.
What makes a good hat?
I'll be honest with you. It's an intangible. I'm a lids guy, but I don't buy like the branded hats. I buy their blanks, and I generally wear those. But this hat I'm wearing now is from a company called Jeter's. Free hat. Generally, I don't wear free hats, but I put it on and I was like, my God, what a fire fit. So much so that I hit him up and I was like, can you tell me who makes this hat just so I could go hunt it down? So for me, as long as it fits well, flipped around. I rarely wear it the way it's meant to be worn, except oddly enough on a plane. Because
you can,
because the back,
yeah.
So it flips forward and stuff. So on a plane, nobody recognizes me until I flip my hat backwards. They're like, he was amongst us the whole time.
So I don't want to ruin it for you, but it'll probably be like looking at the hat, and you have that one part that doesn't have anything; it's unidentifiable. Some branding guy is going to say, "Let's use that plastic strip."
May I tell you that exists? A company gave me one that has Jay and Silent Bob, and it said Clerks 3. They made these things that slip right onto the the snapback holes and stuff. And let's be fair, since I'm a 70s kid, I enjoy a good snapback. Most baseball caps these days are what they call the dad hat. Like it has a cloth strap. I like it old school. They used to call them trucker hats or whatnot, but the snapback is it for me. So there's two places to advertise. It's usually over the hole opening and over the plastic. So I've definitely put words over the whole opening. I've only seen one company, though, that...
And you said you're not for sale.
No, I wore it. It was uncomfortable. That was the only problem. It was too big. I felt like I was wearing like a camera in my head. It was pulling my head
I've done
down.
that where you look like Rick Moranis' character from Space.
Yes, very much so, man. But I'm not against it. Like if somebody was like, look, we know it's uncomfortable to wear that on the front of your cap, but we are willing to pay you like a bunch of money to do it. Then I'd be like, oh my God, brand me like a NASCAR guy. That'd be amazing.
So you guys talked about you're on the road, merry travelers. So are sports people. They feel anybody that's successful in sports started out riding the bus. Anybody that's successful in movies started out riding the bus. And you're on the bus, you're getting something to eat, you're using the bathroom, you're buying gas, you're going to a convenience store.
Okay.
So how can we tell all these people that are now famous even though they still go to convenience stores, there's like an opportunity to do something cool. It's like, for instance, a couple of years ago, this guy, I think it was 3 years ago, not 23 years ago, 3 years ago. This guy in Puerto Rico decided on New Year's Eve he was going to do a concert on top of a gas station canopy.
Beautiful.
3 years later, he's doing the Super Bowl.
And that guy was
Bad Bunny.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
That's a great story, man.
So basically, and All American Rejects, you know those guys, right?
Yeah.
They did pop-up concerts. They did one with Sheets a couple weeks ago. Just announced within an hour, show up at the Sheets, closing off everything, concert.
It's genius.
So we can do that with movie premieres?
We almost did years ago. Netflix, Tim League, the guy who created the, what was that movie theater you go watch?
Alamo?
The Alamo Drafthouse. So Tim League is co-creator or creator of the Alamo Drafthouse. In the early days of Netflix, just when they started streaming more, when they were like, hey, we'll mail you a DVD. He hit them up to be like, hey man, why don't you sponsor this rolling road show where we're going to go to a bunch of places where a movie was shot and show that movie. So we'll go to Martha's Vineyard. We're going to show Jaws. We're going to go to Devil's Tower. We're going to show Close Encounters. They included Clerks because they were like, we'll show it on the convenience store roof. And we were like, that's fantastic. And so we did. Plans moved forward. And then Middletown Township, which is where Leonardo is, where Quick Stop is located in Leonardo. Middletown Township got word of it. And they were like, we're not going to let you like show a movie outside where people curse. Like, no. And they stopped it from happening 2 days before it was supposed to happen. So luckily, town of Red Bank, where Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash, our comic book store is, they were like, bring it here. And so we went and showed it in the park. And even though there was no connection to Clerks, like the idea of watching it on the roof of Quick Stop was like golden. We still got to do the screen.
Look at the gas station. Maybe you can show the clean 23-minute version on top of the gas station.
I mean, in the age of the internet, where every youth has a phone where they can access the most horrible imagery and worst language that I've ever put in a movie, I think we're safe at this point, man. I think we're safe to do the outdoor Clerks screening. It's something we'll get to one day. You know, sometimes you got to leave things for you to look forward to. Like, we've been doing this 31 years. Clerks happened 31 years ago. For the rest of the world, for us, Clerks happened 32 years ago when we made the movie. So we've been doing this stuff kind of professionally now for 3 decades. And you hold on to some just so you have some to eventually do. Because if you're lucky, and we've been very fortunate, not only do you get to do the thing you tried to do, but all these other doors open where you're like, oh, I can do that. I can write comic books. I can do podcasts. I can do this. So we have all these other pursuits that have, marked the time as well. But some you just leave to like, all right, one day we're going to get there. It's a nice milestone to head toward. Like owning a convenience store for me. I'm not just saying that because we're on the podcast either. It was why I wanted to buy Quick Stop. Number one, yes, the nostalgia. But number two, it's a cash business, man. That's never goes out of style. You would know more than me. How often does a convenience store go out of business?
The bad ones go out of business frequently. The good ones stay in business.
Once you open doors,
execution,
man, do it
execution.
Right. Yeah.
So what's the name going to be? I mean, is it going to be named after you? Is it going to have the word quick misspelled? Is it going to have something else? Is it so profane that it won't be allowed by the township?
Do we have to pay for each letter, or is it different now?
Well, nowadays, if
now
we had
it's
to pay for each letter,
now it's 10,000 a letter.
But we might be
No,
able to
yes.
handle it.
Yes, yes,
These poor cats in the van, they're like, I don't know if come and go is going to work. Let's see.
yes, exactly.
What would we call it? I mean,
Quick
Stash.
JK's Quick Stash.
Quick Stash.
Not bad.
J&K's Quick Stash.
So what problem are you solving? Name
With
it
the
after the
convenience
problem
store.
you're solving.
Yes. So is that how they do it?
No, but I'm just trying to help
That's
you
a
out.
good rule of thumb.
The ideas are free. The bad ones
Then
are
we would
super
call it
free.
middle-age crisis.
Okay.
Because that's why we'd be doing it. Because they're like, oh my God, we're going to die one day.
So you
Let's
can,
buy a convenience store because we were young at the convenience store.
and that could possibly attract some of those people that ordinarily would go to zoning hearings.
That's
and stuff
true.
that is
They're like, look, I'm afraid of my own demise as well.
right.
Maybe
I
I'll
need
hang
to
out
go
with
in there
you.
and check it out.
I'll tell you, man, we met the two ladies who were here who have like the gas spot,
Yep.
it's called, and they call their convenience store like the G spot. They lean into it. And they got little clams as their
Yes,
as
they
their-
do.
as
Yes,
their
they do.
marketing logo. That, like, I salute that. I take off my hat and salute that. I don't understand why more convenience stores don't put more personality of themselves. Now, chains I get. 7-Eleven has its own thing. But when you're an independent mom and pop shop, like I never understood why Quick Stop didn't lean into it, man, and just be like, this is your store. Stealth Express. Do whatever you want. Those girls doing that made me very happy.
Well, for the record, you didn't actually take off your hat, figuratively.
I did. I mean, very few people I did that for. I only do that when I go to bed at night. I have sex in this hat. I'll be honest with you, Jeff. Like, nobody wants to see what's going on.
With the hat or in the hat?
In the hat.
Okay.
My wife sometimes will be like, will you take the hat off?
Okay. So, so I don't know. Apple, we'll have to talk to them about this podcast.
Yeah.
But anyway, one final topic and we'll let you guys go. We did an article we have a magazine. Every month we
What is it called?
Nax magazine. We really were innovative on that one.
It's
240 pages this month.
Are you kidding me?
240 pages.
Is it a monthly?
Yes. You're going to
Is
get a
it
copy.
filled with mostly ads?
No, it's not.
Are you making money off the ads? What's the hustle here? What's the angle?
We are communicating to the industry and telling them how to get ideas to get themselves better.
I love it. I support it. But I'm asking this. Most people would be like, well, there's a website for that. Why make a physical copy? Just out of curiosity. And I'm all for it. I love physical media. But is it because, like, well, in the convenience store business, the only time you got time to look at that is when you're taking a so you put it next to the toilet, and that's when they're reading it?
That is a commonplace.
It's got to be right?
That's not our masthead. It's like
Next magazine. Read us off.
number one in number two.
You missed your calling. You should have been in my business.
Was it too late?
It's not too late. It's never too late. It's never too late.
Okay. So anyway,
I'm just saying, when you're done with this convenience nonsense,
okay,
there's a place waiting for you in Hollywood.
because there's a lot of money in it.
Right now, particularly. Come out before it all goes away.
I'll send my avatar over there.
Yeah. You know what? You're honestly staying in this business. This business is going nowhere. Our business is dying fast.
So talking about, we did a magazine article 15 years ago.
Okay.
We interviewed a bunch of Steve Pink, director.
Yeah.
About
he wrote one of my
Grosse
favorite
Pointe Blank.
movies, Grosse Pointe Blank.
set in
And he did Hot Tub Time Machine later on. He did
and
that.
it's like I can't remember the name of the convenience store, extra something, and it's like you can't go home again because it's now a convenience store. I forgot the line.
Yes.
was a shootout in it.
Yes. Where he goes to his house and it's like is replaced by the convenience store,
Yes.
which they blow up.
And we actually, believe it or not, we talked to Chris Rock because he had a movie, Head of State, that he was running for president and he was dating a convenience store clerk. So,
Are you serious?
So we asked all these people, all these celebrities about,
I mean, I
why-
remember Head of State. I didn't know that aspect of it.
yeah. So, we asked all these people, we asked Chris Rock, why are so many movies set in a convenience store? And, on the tape, it sounds different because Chris Rock, the inflection, if I just said the exact, like transcript wise, it's boring.
Right.
But he said, because that's where people are. And he said, if people were in space stations, you'd see a whole lot of movies that have plot devices in space stations. But convenience stores are usually in a negative because it allows you to kind of switch to another scene.
Yeah.
And we're trying to figure out how to do that one
One
director at a time.
The most famous, like when I was like, I want to make Clerks, like when I was like, oh my God, nobody's ever made a convenience store movie. My rationale was I've seen scenes set in a convenience store. For example, Fast Times at Ridgemont High ends at a convenience store.
Yep.
You're right.
Hot coffee.
It's used as a pejorative because Brad has now gotten the lowest job one could get at the convenience store. So when I started writing Clerks, I was like, the only convenience store movie I know of, and it's not even a convenience store movie, is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. So I felt relatively safe, like nobody's done this yet. All right. So it was real estate that hadn't been taken up at that point. By virtue of the fact that nobody had showcased the convenience store, but it was so common. It was in everybody's life.
Yep.
And I know most people don't want to go to the movies to see something normal. They want to see something that takes them to another world or whatnot. But a lot of people are content to go and look at life reflected on the big mirror. And so for me, I remember thinking like, nobody's done this, but everybody goes to convenience stores, man. And I remember like years later, people liked that movie a lot. And I always felt like, wow, more people worked in convenience stores than I realized, because that's the only way you can relate to that movie. And then somebody else pointed out, no, it's not that. It's about everybody's had that job on their way to something else, the job that they don't want to be at, but they want to do something else. And ironically enough, I was that person. And I desperately wanted to get away from that convenience store. But at 55, you can hear it in my voice. You can see it in my work. I just keep leaning back to it. You know, it's like there was
Leaning forward, leaning back sounds like a negative. You're leaning
I'm
into
leaning-
it.
well,
You're not doing
basically,
the
I've
arm
gone
over
full
Simpson
circle.
going through the bush.
I ain't going into the bush back first. I've gone full circle where I feel like I'm returning to the convenience store, but I've never left. That's the thing. It's like, every movie I've made, Quick Stop, almost every movie I've made, Quick Stop figures in. Last movie we made had nothing to do with Jay and Silent Bob, Clerks, or anything like that. It's called the 4:30 movie. And even that movie, at the end, in the tail credits, like the kids are outside, and then you realize he's about to apply for a job at Quick Stop.
Okay, so
Can't get away from it. It's in my heart and soul. So K&J's would be the logical thing, but the brander in me would have to put Jay and Silent. Like, we'd be stupid not to call it Jay and Silent Bob's. You know what I'm saying? Anything that gives you a little bit of edge, right? Like opening a convenience
Mom,
store.
we have the comic book store, and we want the convenience store, and we want that to live on. When we're both dead, we want the store to be passed on to the kids. The
It's
kids
true.
keep it open.
Are Come and Go dead, or are they still alive?
they were bought by Maverick, but there's
But I mean, the guys
branding.
Come and Go.
No, they're no longer.
They're both passed on.
Yeah, because that's in the 50s.
So if we have a convenience store, our legacy is secure. Movies come and go. You know what I'm saying? You know what never goes away? Convenience.
Yeah.
Convenience is forever.
So that's why we need Jay and Bob's secret stash.
No, Jay and
Convenience
Silent Bob's.
stash. Jay and Silent Bob's convenience stash. Come and
Smart
go.
man said,
Okay.
what is the problem you're solving? That's where you come up with.
The smart man did say that.
So
Well,
speaking
think
of stash, we were at a convenience store this summer, and it
Bragger.
That's our job.
That one the other day.
That's our job. I was getting paid for it.
Bar is real low here.
Yes, Minneapolis.
Okay.
And they have a cooler door, and it's not a cooler door. It's a secret stash. You open the door, and most people don't know, and you walk inside, and it's a speakeasy.
No.
High-end speakeasy.
So they have a speakeasy in the convenience store?
No exterior entrance besides
Those
the
who
fake
know,
cooler door.
know.
That's
That's it.
amazing.
That's cool.
That's the secret stash.
I love
So
it.
you build the secret
Yeah.
stash inside your convenience store.
true.
Well, we try to tie it up. I feel like if we can get the Quick Stop store, take the apartment and the video store, make that the new comic book store.
But you just told
Yeah.
people about the secret stash.
Well, wait, listen. No, you don't know. I'm saying.
Ours, we would hide ours in a different place. Ours, you would open the cooler door and it would be a cooler.
And
So I
you-
asked-
no, you'd open the door and there'd be a pole, and you'd slide down the pole into it.
Have you
Like,
talked to lawyers
He
about
wants
that?
a pole
You
so
want a
bad.
pole.
He's
That-
always looking for some pole.
I don't
to
think
slide.
that's compliant. I think the lawyers will talk about injuries. I think there's all kinds of stuff.
When we
It
were,
has to be a pole that has like you hold on to it. And it's like see,
Yes,
it's like
there's like foot pegs. You stand
Yes.
on it.
he dreams of working the pole. He's a big flash dance guy. When we were at the convenience store, me and him, when we were kids, we would go into we would put up a closed sign, like gone to the
Mhm,
bathroom
yep.
or whatever. And then we would go in the cooler and just hang out because it was like hot summer, Jersey summers. Sometimes we'd smoke. He'd be like, try this, it's hash. And he took a can of Yoo-hoo and emptied it, dented it, put some holes in it. And we smoked hash in the cooler.
oh, I thought you were talking about hash, like food.
Hash browns.
Oh no,
We did. We smoked hash.
no, I was talking about
Corned
like
beef
hash.
hash.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we smoked. We
I thought
smoked
I
a whole bowl
forgot
of it.
about that.
Yum,
part.
yum, yum, yum.
Yes.
Ate it right up. And then went back and tried to do the job and stuff. That was a good night. Good night on the shore.
The
And
smell the freezer. Whenever I go back, we go back for like if we're filming something. As soon as I go in the cooler, that
you
smell
could smell it.
of the freezer.
Yep.
And it brings me back. Yeah. To my
I enjoyed
15-year-old muse.
it. Was honestly my first, maybe not my first, my second taste of celebrity. First taste was being an altar boy, because you're on the altar while all the
Yep.
action's going
Yep.
on. And you're a bit player, but still you're part of it. But being in the convenience store, man, people are like forced to deal with you. So it was like I had an audience all the time. And what you do with that audience is up to you. So with my audience, I would try to engage them, I felt like that was going to be it, right? So I was like, all right, this is my own little fiefdom. Like, I didn't have a boss who was hanging over my shoulders. They would leave us alone and stuff. And so in many ways, we got to conduct it. You know how they're like, treat it like it's your store. We did, because we felt that way. We had as much autocracy or as our boss did, for heaven's sake. So, yeah, man, it's when I oddly enough, I've had a wonderful life and I've done very cool things and my job is wonderful. My career is great. But my rosebud, like if I'm dying in a bed, dropping a Christmas shaker, snowball, one of those snowball things, and I'm muttering a word, it's probably quick. It's quick stop, and I drop the thing.
C-store, because then you can buy.
Then it covers everybody.
Yeah, it covers everybody.
I know, but let's be honest. Quick stop is the one that'll define me. That's why it's like we can't call it anything but quick stop, which we could, because they don't own the name quick stop. The toppers, it'd be to steal it from them after they gave me so much.
Or just misspell it with a K. K-W-I-K.
Yeah, that would feel off-brand. When we did this is so weird you say that. When we did the Clerks cartoon, Disney was like, Disney paid for it, so it's Disney Animation. They would not pay for the name Quick Stop because they were just like, it doesn't matter, just call it any convenience store. I was like, no, it's very specifically Quick Stop groceries. So I had to pay out of my own pocket to the toppers so we could use the name in a cartoon. They aired twice and then canceled. But it was important to me, goddammit.
So we'll wrap this up because I know you want to hit the show floor. Jay, 5 things. You visited you had a bunch of celebrities come visit stores. It's going to be on YouTube coming up.
Yes.
And you're also talking about, hey, I live in LA, but I travel. Somebody wants to say, hey, I want you to come to my stores. You got to do this. You got to experience this. Or I'm a super famous celebrity and I want to know how to contact Jay because I want to wander a convenience store and talk about my intimate stories.
Where do they contact me?
Yeah. You're not going to give out your email. Just say,
You're assuming
an email.
What's your fax number?
How does one contact me? I feel like
Jordan Monsanto
contact your people.
Runs our company. Is his wife.
Yes.
We got lucky. She's got terrible taste in men, but it made that we have a great head of our company. She is you can get her through Twitter, Instagram. She just goes by Jordan Monsanto.
But doesn't she she gives out her emails at Jordan at Smodcast?
Yeah, Jordan at Smodcast.
Jordan at Smodcast.
Jordan at Smodcast.com.
Jordan at Smodcast.com. You could contact me. Also, Jay Mewes is all my social, my Twitch. You could always hit me up on there, JayMewes.
Because it is a movable feast.
It is.
Like you could do that. There are convenience stores, as we know,
yeah.
everywhere. So you can literally go to another state and do that.
Yeah, if I'm in New York, yeah.
Every once in a while, they let them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once you cross state lines,
that's the
you might
dream.
be able to go to a
The dream is that, like, if we're in Florida doing a oral sex
that you
tour,
could roll up on a
while I'm there, they're like, "Hey, pop in this
we got a lot of-
7-Eleven or this,
I see that.
or the come and go.
Okay.
I want you to come, then go all
That's-
day."
That was the idea.
Yeah,
They're gone though. Come and go is no longer a thing.
Oh,
Unless you want to buy the brand.
I want to.
So
That name
they're
will live
gonna
on
sell the
forever.
brand?
I don't know.
I feel like that
Not a
name will
lawyer.
live on forever.
So, and of course, if somebody wants to send C-Store swag hats, send them to Jordan, right?
Oh no, you can send them to Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. What is it? 40?
You can resell 'em.
65 Broad Street.
You're gonna
No,
resell
but that's where all our mail goes. But
Okay.
they made it.
Okay, I didn't know if you're one of those
we
guys
can
that's
turn
like,
a profit
you're going on
off
the
of
show floor, and all of a sudden this stuff's going to be on our shelves next week.
You better believe it. I brought a whole empty suitcase because I'm bringing it right back to my store and selling it tomorrow.
Pickle.
Yeah, but we just throw a Jay and Bob sticker on it. Throw 'em at
That's right. We sign it. Makes it ours.
Yeah, the pickle juice shots they gave me. I'm just throwing a Jay and Bob sticker on it. We saw it at the stash.
Officially branded merchandise.
Okay, you guys are geniuses in marketing. Thank you for joining us today.
Needs the world.
you.
Thank you
And
for having.
thanks for having us. Thanks for everything you've done, and we'll stay in touch because you guys love convenience stores as much as everybody listening to this.
You said, can I say this? And you've probably been told this before. You have a knack for doing this. Thank you.
Yeah.
Knacks.
I love the S of silent
Plural.
I use.
Plural.
It was the silentness
The knacks.
in order to make the joke.
We all have a knacks for this.
I love that.
That concludes part 2 of our 2-part series, talking to Kevin Smith and Jay Mewes. If you missed anything and want to pick up from part 1, find it on your favorite podcast player. And thank you for listening to Convenience Matters.
Convenience Matters is brought to you by Nax and produced in partnership with Human Factor. For more information, visit convenience.org.